Council, please come to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mandy, could you please take the roll?
DeYoung.
Here.
Vanderhorst.
Here.
Stanstra.
Here.
Carlstone.
Here.
Hopkins.
Here.
Spore.
Here.
Can I get a motion for approval of the tentative agenda?
So moved. Support.
Answer Hopkins, any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
Stanstra.
Yes.
Hopkins.
Yes.
Spore.
Yes.
DeYoung.
Yes.
Vanderhorst.
Yes.
Carlstone.
Yes.
Motion passed. I would like to reappoint Christy Leonard to serve a second term on the Library Board of Trustees. Christy is the Assistant Dean of Students at Central College. Christy attended 32 of the 37 meetings held during her term. As a rural Marion County resident on this board, the Marion County Board of Supervisors approved this reappointment on June 13th. If also approved by council, Christie's second term will expire on June 30, 2026. Can I get a motion for approval?
So moved.
Support.
DeYoung, Branderhorst, any discussion? All in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
DeYoung.
Yes.
Vanderhorst.
Yes.
Stanstra.
Yes.
Carlstone.
Yes.
Hopkins.
Yes.
Spore.
Yes.
Motion passed. I would like to appoint Chris Allen to serve on the Library Board of Trustees. This appointment would maintain the board's gender balance as required by Iowa Code. Chris and his family have lived in Pella for approximately 5 years. Chris has over 15 years of leadership experience, and he is currently the Associate Director of Crossroads of Pella. If approved, Chris's term would expire on June 30, 2026. Can I get a motion for approval?
So moved.
Support.
Vanstra, Branderhorst, any discussion? All in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
Stanstra.
Yes.
Vanderhorst.
Yes.
Carlstone.
Yes.
Hopkins.
Yes.
Spore.
Yes.
DeYoung.
Yes.
Motion passed. This time we have an opportunity for public forum. Anyone wishing to address council regarding any agenda item, please step to the microphone, state your name and address, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Can I get a motion for approval of the consent agenda?
So moved.
Support.
DeYoung, Spore, any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
DeYoung.
Yes.
Spore.
Yes.
Vanderhorst.
Yes.
Stanstra.
Yes.
Carlstone.
Yes.
Hopkins.
Yes.
Motion passed. Moving on to special event permit request for the Community Independence Day celebration. Mike?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd be happy to explain this item. And for those watching at home on telefiber and in attendance, I'd like to direct your attention to the big board. This request that we're entertaining tonight, the special event permit request, comes to us from the City of Pella for the annual 4th of July celebration. Now, it is important to note, historically, our 4th of July celebration has been held on the 4th of July. This year, what's being proposed is to conduct the event on Saturday, July 1st. And this is a result of the request from the American Legion that we're going to be considering on a little later on in the agenda this evening, a special event request for them, but it's also in conjunction with an opportunity to have 2 military bands within our community. So the thought is to combine the 2 celebrations and also accommodate the military bands that we're planning to be in Pella on Saturday, July 1st on this. Now, it is important to note that with this, let's go ahead, please, Mandy, that the parade route is the same that was being utilized in 2021 and 2022, and we do have a map up on the big board as far as the proposed route and associated street closures. Let's go ahead, please, Mandy. Now, very important to note that the fireworks will be held on the Central College campus this year. That's where they'll be shot from. Now, as far as the best place to view the fireworks, the committee is recommending either West Market Park or Brinkoff Parks as well. And finally, it is important to know in the event of inclement weather, the rain date for the 4th of July event is scheduled for actually the 4th of July. So with that in summary, all pertinent city departments have reviewed this application. Staff is recommending approval this evening.
All right, thank you, Mike. Can I get a motion for approval?
So moved.
Branderhorst, DeYoung, any discussion?
I would just like to say to Jeanette and Chandler, on behalf of myself, multiple farmers and 3,000 head of cattle. Thank you for moving the fireworks.
Okay, anything else? All right, we'll vote on the motion. All in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
Vanderhorst,
Yes.
DeYoung,
Yes.
DeAnstruck,
Yes.
Carlstone,
Yes.
Hopkins,
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Motion passed. Moving on to resolution number 6596, entitled Resolution Temporarily Closing Public Ways or Grounds in connection with a special event known as Community Independence Day Celebration. And nothing to add, I'm assuming, Mike?
That is correct.
Can I get a motion for approval?
Move.
DeYoung, Hopkins, any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
DeYoung,
Yes.
Hopkins,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Vanderhorst,
Yes.
DeAnstruck,
Yes.
Carlstone.
Yes.
Motion passed. Moving on to special event request for American Legion Band and Entertainment on Independence Day. Mike?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, as Mayor DeWart stated, this request is coming to us this evening from the American Legion, and specifically it's for an event that's scheduled to be held on Saturday, July 1st from 2 to 6 p.m. It is important to note this is the military bands along with associated activities that are being planned this year in Central Park that we have a description up on the big board. Now, as far as city review, it is important to note that all city departments have reviewed this request. The fee and insurance certificate have been received, and city staff is recommending approval this evening.
All right, thank you, Mike. Can I get a motion for approval?
So moved. Support.
Vanderhorst, Spore, any discussion?
But just out of curiosity, where are the bands coming from?
I think one is the Iowa Retired Military Band, and the other one is the 34th Infantry Group. Sorry, I can't get their names. One's like an instrumental band, and the other one's like a performance band. So, two different levels of performance, and we'll have the city band as well. So, musical day.
Yeah, well, good job.
Okay, anything else? All right, we'll vote on the motion. All in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
Vanderhorst,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
DeYoung,
Yes.
DeAnstruck,
Yes.
Carlstone,
Yes.
Hopkins.
Yes.
Motion passed. Moving on, special event permit request for New Hope Family Fun Event. Mike?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, once again, I'd like to direct everyone's attention to the big board for a brief presentation on this item. As Mayor DeWart stated, the special event permit request this evening is coming to us from New Hope Community Church that's located at 1301 Washington Street. And specifically what they're proposing to do is host a family fun event that is planned for Saturday, July 22nd from 2 to 7 p.m. Now, as associated with this request, the promoter is also requesting to close a half block of West Fifth Street. We do have the highlighted area, in this red highlighted area, for the block closure that we have. Washington Street is located right up here. The red highlighted area is the proposed street closure. Now, as far as city staff is concerned, all departments have reviewed this request. The fee and insurance certificate have been received, and staff is recommending approval this evening.
All right, thank you, Mike. Can I get a motion for approval?
So move. Support.
DeYoung, Spore, any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
DeYoung,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Vanderhorst,
Yes.
DeAnstruck,
Yes.
Carlstone,
Yes.
Hopkins.
Yes.
Motion passed. Moving on to resolution number 6597, entitled Resolution Temporarily Closing Public Ways or Grounds in connection with a special event known as New Hope Family Fun Event. I get a motion for approval.
So moved.
Support. Vanstra, Hopkins, any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
DeAnstruck,
Yes.
Hopkins.
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
DeYoung,
Yes.
Vanderhorst,
Yes.
Carlstone.
Yes.
Motion passed. Moving on, resolution number 6598, entitled Resolution Adopting Health Plan Premiums. Mike?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd be happy to explain this item. As Mayor DeWart stated, with this resolution, we do adopt the city's proposed health insurance rates for fiscal year 2023-24. So this would be the fiscal year that would start on July 1st of this year and extend through June 30th, 2024. It is important to note that this item we did discuss during policy and planning. After considering this item, council directed staff to present it for formal consideration, which we're doing this evening. Now, as far as the city's health insurance plans are concerned, the big takeaway on this is what's being proposed is a 10% increase for the health insurance plan, with it being driven by in large part by the private insurance component of the plan, which is Walmart Blue Cross Shield and proposing a 5.6% increase. We do have a proposed increase or building up fund balance for the health insurance trust fund as well. Now overall, as far as the premiums, we do have the highlighted totals up here on the board for both the single and family plans. It is important to note that employees are responsible for 10% of the total cost of the premium. The city employees rather 10% of the total cost, with the City of Pella responsible for 90% of the premiums. And Mr. Mayor, based on our review, city staff is recommending approval this evening of this resolution.
All right, thank you, Mike. Can I get a motion for approval?
Support.
Hopkins, for. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
Hopkins,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
DeYoung,
Yes.
Vanderhorst,
Yes.
DeAnstruck,
Yes.
Carlstone.
Yes.
Motion passed. Resolution number 6599 entitled Resolution Adopting Dental Plan Premiums. Mike?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, once again, I'd like to direct everyone's attention to the big board for a brief presentation on this item. Very similar to the healthcare premiums that we previously discussed, this proposed resolution was also discussed with the City Council on June 6th as well. And this is for the city's dental insurance coverage, and overall we're proposing a 4% increase for fiscal year 2024. We do have the various plan increases listed up here on the board between the single and family. It is important to note that city employees pay for 100% of the premium associated with this plan. And finally, Mr. Mayor, staff is recommending approval of the resolution this evening.
All right, can I get a motion for approval?
So moved.
Hopkins, DeYoung, any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
Hopkins,
Yes.
DeYoung,
Yes.
Vanderhorst,
Yes.
DeAnstruck,
Yes.
Carlstone,
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Motion passed. Resolution number 6600 entitled Resolution Adopting Amended Wage Scale and Job Classification Structure. Mike?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, once again, I'd like to refer the council's attention to the big board for a brief presentation on this item. What this resolution would do would formally adopt the proposed wage scale and job classifications that is being proposed by Condrey and Associates. These items would be effective upon council approval, effective on July 1st of this year. Now, a little bit of background on this. Last year, or this current year rather, the city did contract with Condrey and Associates to review the city's compensation plan. Some driving reasons why, the reasons why we requested the review is when you look at the unique labor market conditions that we're currently experiencing. We have addition of the city ambulance, but we'd also like to say within the last 3 years, we've also started a telecommunications utility that was not a part of the previous compensation review as well. And generally, the rule of thumb is you want to take a look at your compensation structure approximately every 4 to 5 years. In our case, the last review was in 2018. So Mandy, let's go ahead, please. Now, as far as the wage scale that we're entertaining this evening or reviewing this evening, the proposed wage scale consists of pay grades that would be from step 1 up to step 23. Each pay grade contains between 6 to 12 steps on this as well. Now, once again, this is very similar to what is occurring with the current pay plan. Condrey is also recommending to keep the plan current to actually have an annual market adjustment with the employment cost index that's published by the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics. So let's go to the please, Mandy. Now, the estimated cost proposed wage scale that we're considering adopting this evening is $621,000. That's significantly above what we've done in previous years on that. If you were to look at just the cost of living, usually a good rule of thumb is somewhere between $200,000 to $230,000. But once again, when you look at the labor market scale, the labor market that we have on it as well, wages have been across, have been up not only in government, but as well as private industry as well. So what is being proposed is in conjunction with adoption of a wage scale, most city employees will be receiving a 4.8% increase. The exception would be those employees that would be classified at the top of the scale on this as well. So in summary, Mr. Mayor, staff is recommending approval of the wage scale and classification structure as presented and included in the packet as well. So with that, we'd be more than happy to answer any questions the council may have on this item.
All right, thank you, Mike. Can I get a motion for approval? Hopkins, Carlstone. Discussion, questions?
I have a question, and I think probably Stacy can answer it for me. When I went through the packet, I noticed that 4.8 increase. There are multiple people that just basically will not increase in the least. So I wondered if, I know that there's a paperwork process that you go through, and I don't know, forgive me the correct terminology, if it's a challenge, if it's an amendment. Did you have people challenge that lack of wage increase? And if the answer is yes, how many did challenge that?
Yes, so we had an appeal process.
That's the
So,
word.
yeah.
Thank you.
So we did have individuals fill out appeals for multiple reasons. We did receive 21 appeals in total, varying from multiple reasons, but a small handful were specifically because they were at top of scale. Does that answer your question?
It does. And historically, how many appeals do you have during a process like this?
So I wasn't here during the 2018, but I believe we looked that up and maybe, I think there was like 5 or 6.
I actually
apologize because I'm not.
I have those details if you'd
Okay.
like. Of the compensation appeals that we had what I would call 10 employees that filed a compensation classification appeal. So that was stating challenging or appealing their grade, and what those employees had is most of the times when you have classification appeals, it's an employee that was graded at a structure, but they are questioning if everything that's encompassed in their job duties has been included. Now, what I would like to say, as far as the appeal process, those were actually due in early June to
Right.
city administration. They're frozen in time. Last time in 2018, we had right around 8 to 9 employees, so we had more of those types of appeals this time around, but we also have more employees with the addition of the ambulance and telecommunications utilities. So our process is we're going to review those. We're also going to get the input of Condrey and Associates on it. That process is similar to what had happened in 2018. It's going to take about 30 to 45 days to rectify. But we'll have an individual judgment or response to each one of the employees that filed a classification review. We had another 6 employees that filed what I would say an appeal, and this was based on where their wage scale was at in comparison to other employees in the organization. So this is most likely I am being compensated at this step. I've been in here for this period of time. This employee, XYZ, is at this compensation. There's a discrepancy. We'll review those for internal equity and make sure that we have being proposed that there wasn't an error in applying their compensation rates. So those will be reviewed as well. And then based on my count, some of them I'm consolidating on. We actually had 6 what I call policy process appeals. And these would be from department heads. A good example of this is we had one department that requested that their employees start off at a step higher than step A. There's also employees that we've also received requests for, I'd say, additional compensation for employees when they train employees on it. But our plan is we're going to hold a policy and planning work session on July 5th with personnel manual adjustments, and we'll talk about those policy changes as well. So if you wanted to look at the classification changes and the pay changes, those will be responded back to the individual employees. The policy changes are scheduled for July 5th. On it, we can spend a little bit more detail. And the reason why in the policy that we want to spend time on it is, while from the department standpoint, it may be a relatively straightforward issue in accordance with their industry standards. The truth is anytime you make a policy change and award additional compensation for any activity at the city, you have to be consistent and consider what other departments could be requesting the same item and make sure that you've applied the new compensation fairly. So we'll be spending time on July 5th talking about that during policy planning.
Okay, thank you. Helpful.
Mike, on the Condrey review of the appeals, was that also included in the original contract we had with them, or is that an extra?
Yeah, that's typically what they did in 2018, is they assisted with the appeal process too, and that's our expectation as well.
Okay, anything else? All right, we'll vote on the resolution. So all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
Hopkins,
Yes.
Carlstone,
Yes.
Score, yes. DeYoung,
Yes.
Vanderhorst,
Yes.
DeAnstruck.
Yes.
Motion passed. Resolution number 6601, entitled Resolution Approving Construction Contract and Bond for the Idaho Drive Electric Distribution Conversion. Mike?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd be happy to explain this item, and I'm going without the PowerPoint tonight, but basically what this resolution would do is approve the construction contract performance bond Okay, I'm in luck, okay. To Murphy Tower Service for the Idaho Drive Electric Underground Conversion. Now, basically, if you were to go out on Idaho Drive from the water treatment plant all the way past the Boston subdivision, you would notice an overhead distribution line. Well, our plans are to put that underground. That's a reliability issue, both for the electric utility, but as well as for our water utility, because that overhead distribution line can be placed underground and connected to our Jordan well, which is just located southwest of the Boston subdivision on this. So with this resolution, we're just simply approving the construction contract and performance bond. Council actually awarded the contract to Murphy Tower in the amount of $635,848.96 on June 6th as well. So the other key takeaway on this item is the city attorney has reviewed the contract and performance bond, and the city staff is recommending approval this evening.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a motion for approval?
I'll move.
Young, Hopkins, any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
DeYoung,
Yes.
Hopkins,
Yes.
Score,
Yes.
Vanderhorst,
Yes.
Anstruck,
Yes.
Carlstone.
Yes.
Motion passed. Can I get a motion for approval of abstract of bills number 2129?
Move to approve and issue warrants.
Vanderhorst, Hopkins, any discussion or questions? Okay, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
Vanderhorst.
Yes.
Hopkins,
Yes.
Score. Yes. DeYoung,
Yes.
Anstruck,
Yes.
Carlstone.
Yes.
Motion passed. Any council member have any other business that needs to be addressed this evening? Just a reminder, our July council meeting will be on Wednesday evening, being the 4th is on Tuesday, so don't forget that. Any member of the public have any other business you'd like to address council with tonight? If so, please come forward to the microphone, state your name and address, try to limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Keith Hoxberg, 224 South Street. With a sad and heavy heart, I want to apologize to the people of Marion County. As you may know, our city's leaders and industries went to the county and asked for $10 million for a shiny object. Not asking for life-sustaining objects. The ambulance service, which serves more than Pella, it serves part of the county, townships. They didn't ask for anything for that, go figure. It's a voluntary ambulance service that came to an end and the city took it over. And they were projecting a several $1 million shortfall. Would not that be something to ask for? As for the rec center, which they asked the money for, they call it economic prosperity, which will bring much needed workers and such. How does that help the taxpayer on the factory floor, bringing in a rec center? Personally, not just me, I would think the higher wages would bring in workers and prosperity to everyone. You know, like bottom-up prosperity instead of trickle-down. Our current swimming pool, as far as my knowledge, I could be wrong, but is operating like half capacity because they can't find staff and such. What's a new rec center? You tell me it ain't going to happen to the rec center? It's happening now. Very well happen. Why does our government taxes always need to run and build things? Why don't they buy our bowling alley? I hear they're hurting. Why don't they buy Smash Park? You know, where do you draw the line? Why do our tax dollars got to do all the businesses? I spoke to some private people. They're willing to put up a building with the walking track, running track, basketball courts. Have we looked in that direction yet? So again, I want to apologize to people in Marion County for what our city leaders and industries proposed. But most of all, I really want to apologize, and really at the bottom of my heart, I want to apologize for the sexually implicit material in our library that is being presented to our children. Thank you.
Anyone else?
out to you guys. You can pass this down to everybody, please. Thank you. So I trust everybody here knows what a meme is. A meme on Facebook and instant messenger. Well, it's been brought to my attention because it was sent to me. This is a meme. I don't know who made it. But what it says, actually I'll tell you what it is first. It's a man, he's kind of in rough clothes. He's got a piece of cardboard and he's got a message on it. The message says, Pella, need till 10 million for a rec center. Please help. And he's talking to a guy who's in Marion County. Okay? This is a joke. This is not funny. This is frustrating. This makes Pella look horrible. Now, I know your goal in this rec center was to find a place for people to exercise, right? That was the goal. But instead of creating a place to exercise within Marion County, after Tuesday, you have created frustration, animosity, anxiety. And this is between us and our neighbors in Marion County. I hope you care. I hope you care what this has caused. These are our neighbors. And if there's anxiety to this rec center, we need to rethink it a little bit. Okay? I hope it doesn't cause a permanent rift between neighbors. That's all I have to say.
Alicia Helm, and I'm from Oski, and I just want to encourage Pella to get out of the 2080 agreement and stop the airport because it is not needed. And just to update you that the citizens of Oskaloosa are signing a petition right now that if we get enough signatures, it will go on the ballot in November, and then the citizens will decide whether or not they want an airport, and if they decide they don't want it, then Oskaloosa has to stop pursuing it. So thank you.
Anyone else? All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
DeYoung, Hopkins. All in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Mandy, please call the roll.
DeYoung,
Yes.
Hopkins,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Rainbow
Yes.
DeAnstruck,
Yes.
Carlstone.
Motion passed. We are adjourned.